Hi, Dr. Adam Miller here from Arise MD, talking about transitions. When I moved back from Malaysia in 2014, I completely underestimated what that transition was going to be like. Not only did I underestimate how much I had changed, but the country I was moving back into had changed an awful lot too, unless you weren't paying attention to the news. Healthcare is quite different than it was in 2007. Right? So I think that made me sensitive to a different type of transition that I see a lot in my practice, and that is the transition that the baby boomers make into retirement. And one of the stumbling blocks that I see are dealing with the emotional parts of the transition into retirement. But I love working with the baby boomers. Why? Well, one, by 2025, it's estimated that about 1 in 5 people walking the streets in this country are going to be over the age of 65. So we need to be working with this group. Two, they have a ton of wisdom. Every one of the baby boomers that I get to work with is always pouring into me. Unknowingly, they're sharing their life experience, and they're happy to do so. And they're excited about a different path, a path where I help them build health assurance to complement their insurance policies. The last reason I like working with them is they're motivated. We're at an era now, a modern era of medicine where the baby boomers realize, hey, I can make the second half the best half of life. I just got to get the right people around me. So one of those people that I think is worth hearing from is Angela Phillips. She is a highly trained therapist who actually led a marriage or pre-marriage class that I was sitting in on. And I said, you know what? I've got to track her down at her house and ask her about transitions into retirement. Not only how she works through that process with her clients professionally, but also I heard that she is about to make a move to Florida and move into the retirement. So she, from a personal standpoint, is going through this transition. So here's Angela Phillips talking from her backyard in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about some of the things that you have to give up, that you lose when you transition into retirement, which often includes a move and a change in home for a lot of people, but also some empowering thoughts on how to make that transition a healthy one. Here's Angela Phillips.
To make a new start.
One of those pitfalls that I observe is not paying enough attention to the need for developing the new purpose.
Right.
Right? Can you talk about that for a minute? That I think for so long people have been focused on the purpose of getting to retirement that it's, how do you look at purpose building in this transition of life?
Well, there's a Chinese word, don't ask me to pronounce it, but for crisis, and it can mean an opportunity, or it can speak to an upset, a danger. And any move, wherever you are, whether you're staying in the same area or whether you're moving away, if you look at it as an opportunity, your mental health and your ability to move through the tasks that you have to will enable you to do it better. If you allow yourself to drop into self-pity, fear, you're going to need courage, you're going to need some stamina, and you're going to need some self-compassion, recognizing that, these losses are real, and you need to kind of take charge, in a way, of your emotional life as well as your physical surroundings.
And build the right medical team, right?
That's right. That's right. You have to have the right people in your life. You need it. The biggest thing is support, and that's one of the crises, so if you will, of taking and picking yourself up and moving into a new area. But with the right attitude and with a little push, you can get it going, and you can start again. And it's not a threat. You can welcome it.
How do you stay relevant? What I hear from the CEOs that I get to work with, and mothers too, right, is without motherhood, without my job, men and women, without the company that we just sold, I fear becoming irrelevant in a society that seems to have its peak social equity at the age of 50, really. Coming back here from Asia just smacks you in the face how little respect we have for the older population. But how do you, if you're in transition, especially for the baby boomers, how do you maintain relevancy?
You find and discover new ways of relating to others, and also pursuing the things that you have in your heart that energize you, that you have a passion for. And maybe areas where you've always wanted to try but you never did. You also have to recognize that we are perfectly imperfect people, and you can change some of the things that you don't like, and you can learn new ways of relating. And so I think that's a way to keep in touch with the youth of this generation also. I mean, keeping yourself healthy, keeping yourself active is really important in staying relevant, and stay open, stay flexible, and be adaptable.
Yeah, I heard community, I heard flexibility, I heard perspective, and I heard purpose just coming through over and over. And I think it's a powerful message. And if people wanted to connect with you to talk more formally about weathering this transition in a healthier way, is there an email that they can reach out to you with?
Absolutely.